Season 2, Episode 16, Hollow Mind. So,
That episode.
you remember how in the last couple episodes I kept saying, we'll get to that?
Oh, we'll get back to that. This is why.
This is the that. Brock, you have the floor.
So, I don't mean to be a dick, and I do not mean to sound pretentious, but was I not supposed to be able to put 2 and 2 equals 4 from the episode where she went in the past?
No, here's the thing. Aside from the fact that this is airing on the Disney Channel, we, the audience, knew this, like, again, 4+ episodes ago, but the theories about Bellows and about Philip, they've been circulating as far back as probably the end of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But it is sort of that dramatic irony that the audience is like 5 steps ahead of the characters, and that's what made this episode as impactful as it was.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know you're excited. I'm going to react in a way you would expect, but I was not going to have the, oh god, how did I not see this coming? There's no way that I spent half of our review episode talking about how much I fucking hate this plot device! Oh, I
But
hate
they do
that
it so well.
I hate that they had to show it again. As soon as they started showing, I'm like, don't show me the thing I hate that they did. And they had to show it again.
Again, going back to what I said last time, there is a reason they did this beyond all of the, the baggage that comes with that plot.
Here's the thing.
It is very character centric. The reason why they did that.
It is character centric, and I get that. But it's still plot holes. The plot hole, and they double down on it being a plot hole in this episode. Because he's like, by the way, you, a human who didn't know magic existed, were somehow here before that fucking portal door opened. The more I think about it, the more it drives me fucking nuts.
I know. This is why, if you're going to introduce time travel this late in the game,
ever.
Well, no, specifically when it's like kind of an afterthought, it creates more problems than it fixes.
It only creates the problem if you make it a necessary time loop, which the more I'm seeing these in shows, and I'm not trying to sound like a dick, did it in this one. Bellows could have got to this point just taking longer without Luce being there. And he could have found out some stuff, but if now it's going to keep showing that, and if they're going to keep talking about how he only got to the point of where he got 50 something years ago before I was born to be able to take over this magical realm, before Ida was born to be alive to open the portal door to let me in here? That's not an afterthought. That's almost actively trying to make sure this doesn't make sense. For the sake of, and you thought, and you said it, this is a thing on the Disney show, on the Disney Channel. They didn't need to introduce this to make her feel bad. And that's all the plot point of this is feeling bad. Now, you could have done the opposite, where there was a situation where she specifically could have not traveled back in time, or traveled back in time, and if she did, she never would have came to the Witch's Isle. And you show her having that option if it would have never happened or something else like that. This is getting to the point of where writers need to just know that this never makes sense. I don't mean to sound negative, but my God, this just hurts the plot every time they bring it up.
I was afraid this was going to happen because this is the point where you're not alone in that there are people who have taken issue with that plot device.
Because nothing else they do hurts how this show happens. This is the legitimate only thing that turns Luce's entire journey into the Boiling Isles into a paradox. She could not have come here unless she had already come here.
Yeah, that is a problem.
If I could strike any plot device from anything, I wouldn't even say it's time travel, because I don't mind time travel. It would be time traveling to change the current timeline you're in by then going back to your same own timeline, hoping that the timeline you changed is your own without having anything change except for one thing. Because that's not how time travel works. Your new future is what your past is. You don't get to go back to that old version because you just changed it.
Right, of course.
I don't mean to sound negative, but damn it, I was hoping they were never going to bring this up again. Now, it was cool, like, them showing versions of like, now see how they could have done this? They could have just had this episode. Period. Where they found a mindscape of Philip with Hunter being with her. And then this way, without her having to travel back into the past, you find out stuff about Philip, which is what she needed in that episode. But then you also find out that Philip is Bellows in the same episode without needing to create a time paradox.
I will admit that probably would have been better.
I understand that's not the show we got. But this is what I talk about with the problem about how every time they use this, there's almost always a just outside editor version of 2 seconds that would have been like, guys, we don't need to create a time loop for no reason.
Of course.
But that's it. I had to say my piece. Now, I do appreciate that Hunter is finally like, oh, wait. Oh, no. The guy that drinks things I'm friends with is evil. Oh, no.
He's having a existential crisis because he is apparently a Grimwalker. Whatever that is.
A Grimwalker, which I, thanks to the power of Google, might have already seen a picture of.
So, for those who don't know, basically a Grimwalker is a clone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it gets of an old friend of his.
Yeah, sure, friend. That's
yeah.
one way to call your brother.
That's how that works. I was like, I'm just waiting. I'm like, you're not talking about the other guy. I'm just like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop where they're going to say it. You've already proven you're evil. You don't need to start lying to the kid who thinks you're evil at this point. My God, be a dick, but be honest here.
Be a dick, but an honest dick.
Yes, be a somewhat credibility villain. Hitler was even honest after a while.
I forgot. I don't remember like the whole like theory about Hunter before this episode premiered. But what like first time watching this, I was like, God, I was mind blown about Hunter.
Hunter's reveal that he is a Grimwalker is a genuine shock. Because it was just, what was it? He just found me? Or what was it? I can't remember exactly. He said it wasn't a natural way. He discovered him somehow. I don't rember exactly
like,
how he said
I just became the youngest right-hand man. I don't know what happened to the other one.
Yeah, it's just, I became really important.
Yeah, the backstory that Hunter revealed, or what he told Luce, and I think the 6th episode. Watching it again, knowing what I know now is like, yeah, that sounds like lies that he told you,
Yeah, I love how he's even a manipulative dickhead in his inner self,
right?
where he fakes being a small scared child just so he can burn more animals.
He's such a master manipulator in the very smallest ways too. Mm-hmm. Even to his own family, where where all he has to say is, "Oh, the Titan has big plans for you," and that's enough to get Hunter to do his
whatever
bidding.
I say.
Yeah, and he's like, "Can one of us hear it talk?" He's like, "No, it only talks to me." Does that mean only you can hear it, or it only talks to you? Because you never specify that only you can hear it. But yet no one asks if you can just be in the room when you talk to it.
So, since watching it the first time, just seeing how Hunter like fully reacted once he came back, like full on panic attack, and just to the crisis, like I was crying, I was in tears, heartbroken, like this poor guy.
Yeah.
Same.
Second time, like I knew what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen later on, how it ends. So I don't feel as bad, but it's still kind of effed up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we gotta talk about the new characters as nonchalantly sprinkled in this episode.
Oh yeah.
And how I swear to God he was a voice actor from Digimon, but he's not, because he sounds like Izzy from the original Digimon, but he's not.
Let me bring up the voice actor for.
It's Flynn Wolf, or what was it? I had the IMDb open because I was trying to figure out who the hell that was. I want to say it's Flynn Wolf. Freda Wolf, sorry.
Yeah, Frida Wolf.
Yeah. She sporadically voiced in the 90s and then had a jump and then kind of was on and off with stuff until getting to steady work starting around 2013.
I'll be honest, when I first heard the collector's voice, I thought for a split second, wait, is that Katsuse? Because they sounded eerily similar.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone watching this remembers what Izzy sounds like from the original Digimon Adventures. It's really close. It's really, really close. Which is voiced by a woman. I didn't know that when I was younger, but the more that I learn about younger anime and younger boys being voiced, the more that I realize that a shit ton of them were voiced by older women.
Yep.
But yeah, we got sprinkle introduction of the collector.
Yeah. A weird something.
You'll know more about them later.
Yeah.
But for now, they're pretty much just like most things, a pawn in Belos's plan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And all that stuff, and all about that stuff about the draining spell. Again, you will learn more about it later, but this is like the definitive proof of no, that's what the Day of Unity is all about.
Yeah, and it's not really a spoiler, but once they found out that the Owl House is kind of getting, the can, and they needed to wrap up the show, it was the collector, and it's pretty much last minute thing. Because they needed to come up with a way to end with the show, so the collector is kind of like, oh, we're going to just drop this character and going to help us end the show. Because Disney sucks and canceled it on us.
Yeah, Disney's good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Something can only be successful unless they like it to be.
Yeah, anything that strays from the path is like, nope, you're done.
Yeah, can't be having that.
So, but it as we watch the show and how the show ends, it does work.
It does.
I do. Part of me, I don't know if they ever revealed how they actually wanted to end the show. If Disney didn't cancel, I don't know if they ever did that.
I don't remember anything specific, but
Yeah, I
aside
just
from
know the collector was like, oh, we're just gonna run with this because Disney wants the show to end.
yeah, and they are actually a fun character to include in this. It just
Yes,
you
yes.
just kind of know that they were introduced at sort of the last minute.
Yeah. What's he?
Which can work.
You'll
It's
find out
just
more about the collector and why. What?
nah. I figured as much. I figured that was kind of a thing that knowing watching a show that was at least got an ending but was canceled in its midpoint, you kind of
Because
see how
Disney
certain things
sucks.
enter. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, they
cancel
do.
those shows, Disney. Come on.
It's only a good show if they think it's good. Numbers don't matter.
No, I can't say. All I know is like they currently kind of brought back Wizard of Waverly Place. It's kind of like a sequel. Is I'm hearing
Wizards
like
Beyond Waverly Place.
yeah. I heard it's like oh the first episode is like only nostalgia and then after is more for the new generation. I'm like because Disney just wants to cap on nostalgia stuff and not make new creative stuff
Yeah, because you actually
at
need
the moment.
creative minds that actually want to work at Disney. Because if you're getting your shit canceled, even though it does good, you're not gonna want to work there.
No, and there's a lot of problems with the industry right now. Nothing. There's basically no or hardly any new ideas being developed, and
No,
it's kind of sad.
It's
no,
shockingly how the only good thing or new ideas being pumped out, and somehow as they go along, even though the conditions are god awful at most of them, the only good thing happening in animation is anime.
And even then, they have their problems.
Yeah. At
Mhm.
least they're allowed to come up with new ideas. You just need to work 8,000 hours a week in order to do them.
yeah.
But yeah, this episode is the point of no return as far as
Yes.
as far as what the tone is going to be like, because now.
Now we just scratched start doing this episode. Now it's how it works. So it's going to be completely off the rails.
Yep. And even the next episode is more truths will be revealed, but for different characters, and I will explain what that means next time. So, Misao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Cuba028.
Brock?
You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube.
And you guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You need escape, so do we. And until next time,
Bye!
bye.